where marine fisheries and one of the few economic activities present everywhere along the Kenyan coast, mostly using artisanal fishing methods in which non-motorized boats stay close to the shore. In the coastal town of Malindi, thousands of households that depend on the fisheries resources face uncertainty over the sustainability of the industry. Railumbuor has more from Malindi.
70-year-old Yusuf Abdurazak started out as a fisherman in Malindi when he was young. Then, in 1978, he set up his own shop where, supplied by local fishermen, he would sell 500 to 1,000 kilograms of fish every day. He says in the last 2 decades, the daily catches have declined significantly. He now sells 100 to 150 kilograms per day.
We used to have a lot of fish here long before, but now the fish have declined. And the locals are the most people who suffer because they haven't changed their equipment. They're using the same old ones, which they've been left by their old people.
Yusuf is one of the many locals who rely on local fishermen not only to supply their shops, but also for food. Katama Mwaringa is a third-generation fisherman from Mijikenda, one of the oldest fishing villages in Malindi. His family moved there in 1903. He says their trade, passed on from generation to generation, is under threat.
We
would catch fish, but things have gotten harder as the years go by. All we need is modern equipment or digital equipment that can help us get water from the deep seas so that we can succeed in our craft.
Mwaringa, like most locals, is too poor to own a boat. He uses a fishing net that is over 10 years old. The declining catches have resulted in low incomes and other economic difficulties for his community. Competition from prawn trawlers is also blamed for destroying the fishing ground, as they are accused of unintentionally catching and then discarding large numbers of fish that are not the species the commercial boats are after. Reliance on non-motorized fishing vessels and gear that cannot fish in deeper waters limits the quantity of fish that the traditional fishermen catch. Villagers from the Mijikenda village have come together and formed the Mijikenda Fishermen Association. 5% of each family's earnings is put in a collective fund that goes towards buying new fishing nets for the community to use. With the help of local NGOs, they have been able to fix solar panels in their village and buy a communal freezer to store fish. Professor Ntiba Misheni is Kenya's principal secretary at the Ministry of Fisheries Development. He says there are plans by the government to empower small-scale fishermen on the Kenyan coast to improve livelihoods.
The government is going to establish a Kenya fishing school because if you are not trained to become a fisher, then we always find you at the shore and in near high water. And this is why the near shore waters, the artisanal areas where many of the people concentrate their fishing are overfished. So we need to train and also build capacity for Kenyans to be able to venture into deeper waters.
Kenya is hosting the first ever Sustainable Blue Economy Conference. Over 4,000 participants from around the world are coming together to learn how to harness the potential of the oceans, seas, lakes and rivers to improve the lives of those who rely on those waters for food and income. For the artisanal fishermen in Malindi, it remains a struggle to survive. Railumbuor for VOA News in Malindi.